What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Pillars of Eternity. My name is Splattercat, and I'm happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little bit and continue our adventures in trying to get to Defiance. Oh no, there's a looter. Okay, that's saddening. Why have you turned your life to brigandry, knave? Was it a bad father? Is that what it was? You just didn't have the role models necessary in order for this to work? Let's continue downhill. Auto-attacking merrily. I don't know if we're auto-attacking merrily. We might be doing it in a very un-Christmassy fashion. I just like to insert a few ho-ho-hos into my smacking. Be like, ho-ho! Just see their skulls a-cleaving and bobbing, weaving are we. See, you can do it anywhere. My girlfriend loses her mind when I do, like, Christmas songs. So to put this in perspective, my significant other really gets into Christmas. Like, she's one of those people that doesn't take a Santa hat off for, like, a month and a half. Like, the moment that Thanksgiving is over, she's got like a Santa hat on, and from then on in, she's just like a giant bubble of Christmassy joy. But for the rest of the year, it means when she hears about Christmas, it makes her sad because it's not Christmas. Therefore, every now and again, I just sing Christmas carols to mess with her in the middle of like July. Just because it's funny. It's what it's like to live with me. I've told you all, I had a psychiatrist tell me one time that I like to poke the tiger. Like, I get bored, and so I just sit there and I poke the tiger over and over again until I get a reaction out of people. It makes sense. Who are you? Big old group of looters down in here. Well,
hey. Yes?
I don't think I want my guy to be first.
Hey. Fine.
Why are you in the... I need you up here with all the cool kids. I need you up in the cool kids club. There it is. And so now that he's in the cool kids club, we can actually, like, organize this and figure it out. Gathered around the soggy timbers of a ship wreckage, men and women pick through the driftwood, snatching muddy silverware, moldy clothes, chipped pottery, and anything they can spot amongst the detritus. All eyes turn to you as you approach. The group trades nervous stares till at last a woman in muddy clothes steps forward and speaks. "Where are Bredal and Terran?" she asks. "They were just up along that path and we heard fight." Her eyes narrow and her hand moves towards a knife on her belt as she anticipates your reply. "They attacked us. Actually, this wreckage is private property and you are looting." She blinks in disbelief. "Looting? But this is a wreck. What value does it have?" The men and women all turn to her, their faces frightened and worried. "Please, we need these supplies dearly. The storm took everything from us. It's not our desire to steal, but we're destitute. Should we let these wares just sink to the river bottom?" "Regardless of your need, you are still stealing from Peregrine. Perhaps you could tell the merchant you found nothing beyond bits of driftwood. From her point of view, it would be as if the river washed it all away. Besides, how much copper will she really make by selling these rotting clothes and soiled wares?" "I will not lie to cover your thievery." Well, we can be honest. I mean, this isn't really like a moral ambiguity right here. They are stealing at the end of the day. Whether or not it's for a good cause or not, they're still stealing. I already murdered 2 of their friends too, so I feel like we're already up in this. Let's go for the bigger reward. "I will not lie to cover your thievery." Hanwyn looks at her comrades, all nodding in agreement. "Then you leave us with no choice." See, I'm glad I made the choice, because if it's going to be like that, it's going to be like that then. Do you not see my fiery enchanted weapons, though? So you right there. Let's stick him out in the front here. I'm going to have you fall back for a moment, have you go up to the front here and help. Oh my god. Was that us or was that them? Okay, that was them. Sometimes the damage numbers scare me. You just fight straight through. Hanwyn's about to have a real rough day. Enjoy being punctured, amiga. I love that shanky shivvy knife. Oh good, that pathfinding though. Let's go off to this side. We'll try and help out right here. There's a bit more damage, and so the final enemy hath fallen. Can I loot this down here too before I go anywhere else? That counts as stealing, huh? Wonder if anybody's aware of us. We got a whole bunch of loot down in here, stuff that we can get rid of, some pikes and some random clothing. We got an enchanted helmet, the Hermit's Hat, which gives might +1. That's pretty dope. We could always use some more might, and then a little bit of silver. Up here we've got ourselves, some golden souls. So we got about 30 coins right there, 27 if we wanted to be. And over here we've got ferry cargo. A variety of muddy goods salvaged from a wrecked ferry. Why does that count as stealing? You see the hand right there? It's a red hand, and so I'm wondering why that counts as stealing. The frayed end of the rope drifts in the river. Sounds relaxing. We went to this place in Los Padres where there's this river running through it. More like a creek, actually. So there's a creek running through it, and so we would sit down in the creek after we got done, because it was about 111 degrees that day, and it was really humid, too. It was ridiculous hot, and we sat down in the creek just to relax after we had done some of our survey work. And in the creek there were these little fish, and they would actually clean the dead skin off your feet and off your legs and stuff. They would sit there and they would just nibble on your feet. Little tiny fish, sort of adorable. But sitting in that river is one of my... We sat in the river and we smoked a bunch of weed and we just like hung out for a while. And that's like my memory of Los Padres. It was a good afternoon. It was a really, really good afternoon. Where'd this lady go? Is she back over here? Let's swing off this way. Back in my college pothead days. Let's see here. My helpful stranger returns. Have you managed to find anything yet? Even if all you found is driftwood, just knowing those looters got what they deserve would moisten my breeches. Well then, that's a little bit unsafe for childish company. Anyways, here's the cargo. Would these happen to be your wares? Why do we get a minor negative from Defiance Bay? Thank you. I was beginning to think it had all sunk into the bottom of the river. She reaches into her tunic pocket and hands something to you. Consider this a small token of my gratitude. I will reward you properly when you visit me at my shop in Defiance Bay. So what did we get? I'm assuming we're about to find out why that was a negative. No? Well, what did we pick up right here? You lost reputation with Defiance Bay. How, if I saved a merchant from Defiance Bay, how did I lose reputation with Defiance Bay unless she's in poor standing? Oh, man. Weak. So what did she give me? Oh, she gave me 600 copper. Okay, I like copper. That's going to help out, actually, and that puts us over the threshold that we needed in order to upgrade the base a little bit more. So instead what we'll do is we've got a new guy that has arrived. Can I look at the recruits at least? You must build the barracks to recruit hirelings. Okay. So maybe requires the main keep. So we gotta fix the main keep first, I think. So where's the main keep? We got the Warden's Lodge right there. We got Bright Hollow Lab. I don't think I'm gonna worry about a laboratory right now. Where's the main keep at? I'd like it better if this was alphabetized, or at least if I had the option to alphabetize it. Bright Hollow Restoration, Barbican, main... Okay, so that's going to take us 1,400. Then it takes a little while for it to get done. Okay, well, let's check out the bridge. We'll see if there's anybody over here that wants to talk to us. It doesn't look like anybody has a quest.
We're taking the long way to Defiance Bay.
You guys should get better at jumping. Aren't you like a wizard? Make us levitate or something. Pull a rabbit out of a hat and make this happen, man. Hocus pocus and all that. Let's go up to the top. I read that hocus pocus... and like some of those other like random magical words that they started using like the 1800s, I heard that a lot of those come from Yiddish. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I read somewhere. I read that somewhere, and that means it has to be true. So from Caed Nua, we can go to Woodend Plains now that we've rebuilt the thing over there. Let's go to Woodend. It's going to take 2 days to get there. Oh my god, that's a journey right there. That's a hell of a walk. I don't know if I could walk for 48 hours straight. I wish you auto-rested when you walked. So that I don't know exactly how they would have got that to work, though. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me that somebody would walk for 48 hours without resting. And then only be minorly fatigued. Like, these dudes are way harder than I am. These people over here are like badasses. What the hell is a pugra? Looks like an asshole. Oh, no. That's not good. This might take a little bit of effort to win. To bring this one home might take us a little bit of oomph. Let's go ahead and give that to her. We'll get our warrior up in there. I'm going to give this a second. And we may need to use some CC up in here. It might be our only hope. I'm going to try and keep that running for right now. We are going to need to even the odds right here. So I'm going to try and get a skeletal summon off as quickly as possible on his side. Let's get, as soon as those land, I'm going to try and get a cast off right there to set them on fire. But there is the potential that we could take a lot of damage right here very, very quickly if we don't play our cards right. So I need you guys over to here. Let's just make a line right here. It may not be the most efficient way to get this done, but let's get his aura going right now. Okay, so we got enemies down right there. What rotation are you on? You're on rotation number 2. What have you got for me? I need skeletons very, very badly. On this side, we're going to have to expend some resources to get this done. This forest troll is looking a little bit the worse for wear. You two fight over here. You two fight... No, not you. You are not included in this combat. What I'd like from you... Let's make Crucible of the Soul happen. Because we do have a lot of enemies just like pounding on us right now. On this side. I'm going to need some skellies right there. There it is. Skellies, get up in the combat real fast. I'm glad that we actually hit something that requires us to use a little bit of forethought, though. Like, that right there was a combat that I had to sit and think about for a second. I was like, okay, well, we need to work towards the skeletal summon. Like, that's a big deal. That has to happen, like, right now.
How may I
You make sure that you don't get locked down in combat for right now, because I think here, you grab him, lock him into combat. There we
How
go.
may I help?
So now that they're locked into combat, you three do cleanup duty on that forest troll right there. Oxymoron, if I've ever heard one. Cleanup duty. Duty. Let's go. What does this do? But I could have used that too. That would have been awesome. Let's go with a necrotic lance over here, since we're going to be resting anyways in a second. And then what we can do from there is we can add a little bit more DPS to the pile on this side. What are you doing over here? Okay, so you got the knockback wave ready to go. She's got that right there. With my other caster, we should probably throw out some form of just like... There it is. And so a little bit of lovely skyfire to make this thing happen. Let's focus damage on the troll. We have... Oh, that's the skelly. I was going to say, so none of my characters look like they've taken that much damage. Good, the skeletons managed to tank for us, and that actually turned that fight into a little bit of a breeze. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And so away go our undead summons. That's good because we can't let the townsfolk see that. I don't think they'll trust us ever again. Awakened wood. This irregular chunk of wood seems to hold a trace of life within it. Okay. Well, we got a whole bunch of troll flesh too, so I don't know how that's going to play into our future plans. But for right now, we've still got a few casts left, so I see no... Let me... They might have a hollow over here that they've hidden stuff in. I'm guessing that's some kind of like forest spirit or something like that. Some sort of like awakened... I don't know, bush spirit or something. I'm not really sure what else to call it, but at the same time, it did not appear to be human. It wasn't rocking any human gear, so... The hell is... A lion? The hell is a lion doing out here? Oh man, we're about to hurt this thing's pride. Let's go off and over here. There it is. I think we should be able to finish him off without too much exertion. He's doing a little bit of damage, but I'm not going to... Does he do like a roar or something? What is that? Frightened? Makes sense. Makes sense. If a lion was attacking me and all I had was a mace, I'd be like, yeah, this is... I am not down with this. This is definitely not a good plan. We've got a lion hide right there, which looks like somebody scribbled all over it. Lions were once a common sight. What do you get, 5 copper for it? That's not very much. I would assume for a lion skin, you would get a lot more money. It seems like the kind of collectible object that merchants would sort of just like jump at the chance of having like on their wall, just to show like their influence or whatever. What's up in here? A wall surrounded by stone. Okay, so we got a couple of... Oh, shit. Alright, well, we got a couple of lions up in here. My advice would be that we should conduct ourselves in the exact same way that we did previously.
Yeah?
And make sure that we have these debuffed in a way that's going to be beneficial to us. On this side, what do you have right here? That's going to be consecrated ground. Let's go consecrated ground for right now, whereas you will get started with a buff on everybody's accuracy. And so there's consecrated ground for right now. Oh, she's already... Oh, never mind. She's in frenzy mode. Okay, so that's good. I hope that that keeps her solidified. I don't really know how good consecrated ground is, so we'll have to figure that out as we go along. Throw that out to right there. He may get the opportunity to throw out a better spell right here. This character, let's throw out an AoE heal real fast, just in case. I'm sort of keeping an eye on a deer's health to make sure of how this is going down. Right here, we'll do the same thing again. I'd like to keep health topped off. I'd like to throw down another one of those, just another circle of healing while it's here. And so that should help all of them out. I need him to cast another AoE right there. And so there's a little bit of damage. Our barbarian's looking like she's going to take a big hit here. And so what I'd like to do is let's just throw out a big heal right there. I don't know if it'll get there in time, but we're going to try. I can see everybody visually regenerating, which is a good thing. Let's get on these lions real fast. If I said it wasn't a concern, then I'd definitely be lying. There it is. I guess we're going to leave the lion, and I'd be lying if I said that I didn't want the lion. You could just keep it going non-stop. You could be like a shipping ships, you know. It's the same thing. Let's go over here. Okay. A horse no cow. That's an actual sentence in Hawaiian. That's an actual sentence in Hawaiian. Just means horse doesn't eat cow food. A cow eats cow food. On this side, we've got a Hearth Harvest. 9 to 13. It's got interfering, burning lash, and rending. I don't know what that all means, but hey, we'll take a look in just a second. What is oh, it gives a DR bypass. That's pretty good. So that might actually be its interfering. It gives him a deflection bonus too. So what does this do? This gives a DR bypass, a little bit more I think Oidriocht is better actually. 20%. I like the drain on it too that gives him health. But that doesn't mean that that wouldn't be useful on one of our other characters. So we've got DR reduction right there. Burning lash and damaging. Interfering. What can I do with the enchants? It has no quality to it. So we could go for fine on it, which gives it a bunch more damage. Yeah, that sounds good. Go for fine on it. Enchant that thing. And then from there, oh, you can have secondary damage? Damn. Okay, so we've got slaying over here. Hopefully we can add some of that in. But let's put Hearth Harvest on him. I love hatchets and tomahawks and things, so it's a temptation for me. That means that we can probably give that to somebody else. But for right now, I wonder if the enchantment increases the value of the object. I hope that it does, because we did spend some materials on it. I think the fight was well worth it. I don't know what that stone means right there. Maybe we should look at it. Waves are roughly chiseled on the stone. They grasp at Andra's beloved moon like curling fingers. Are curling fingers better than other fingers? I'm not a big fan of curling. I tried to watch it in the Olympics, and it just didn't work for me. Do your fingers get strong from curling? I didn't know that that mopping action increased the integrity of your phalanges. Let's keep on wandering here. We got Jalen DeMath. Is that stealing? It's not stealing. Good. I'm taking your camping supplies. These guys are all majorly fatigued out right now. Rest. Okay, so we got that. Let's take the camping supplies now. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that we got them. I wasn't sure when I clicked right there. We'll also unlock... Okay, we got the Adelwyn Bridge now. I would suggest that maybe we go northwards, too, just to make sure we've unlocked what's north. I think it's our manor. Pretty sure it's the keep, but I can't prove it. Now, I don't know if these nodes unlock other things, but I'm going to check either way. It doesn't look like they do. It just looks like it's actually the cardinal directions that matter. Anything hidden back up in here? Let's take it easy for right now, just in case we've got defenders around this old ruined house. Looks like there's some graves in the backyard. A sparrow's nest is tucked between two angled slats. They used to do that. You just bury somebody out in the backyard. It seems a little... No wonder people were paranoid all the time. I don't know if I could have my family members buried right behind my head while I sleep. It's a little weird. A little odd. And it's not that I'm like death of... Oh my god. Okay, so this might not go so well.
Hey.
I'm gonna need some serious AoE action up in here. Otherwise, this is gonna get... Nar. Start chanting. We're gonna need skeletons. Lickety-splickety. We are gonna need a lot of them. I need you out of combat for right now.
Yes.
I need you drawn back a little bit further. What is this? Lo, their endless host, the Harbishers. Okay, so we've gotten... You. Alright, we'll get started on that right there to kind of take the edge off. I'm going to have you throw down a consecrated circle real quick, because it'll probably help. On this side, let's throw out an AoE burn on all of these cats with our other caster. I'm actually going to have you do the same thing. I can't promise. Actually, let's try something else out right now. We got Holy Power. Let's increase the might and resolve of everybody here. I would prefer it very much if you would not allow this to happen right here. Okay, get out of combat. Take the attack if you have to, but don't stay there. He's got 3 points charged up already. Hell yeah. To the back line with the skellies. Okay, a little bit of damage being dealt to her. Let's throw out a big heal right here to make sure. Oh, it's because she's taking the brunt of the attack. Okay. So let's get them on the Pungras.
Yeah.
I'm going to have her regenerate using her ability.
Hey.
On this side, God, we have problems right now, don't we? We got problems right now. Let's get you in here. Some magic missiles on that Quagga right there. I don't know if it's going to help out that much, but we'll give it a go just to find out. It doesn't look like it did. We need some like serious hurt on that thing. Here, kill it. Get it out of our lines. There it is. 25 is more what I was looking for.
Hey.
Some of these people, I don't want them to turn their back right now. It could get us into trouble. Now that we got the skellies out, I think we've pretty much evened the odds. We should be able to cleave our way through them pretty quickly. Sort of like cleave it to beaver right here. There we go. Locked into combat, and then we'll just auto-attack this one out for the remainder. That went pretty well. That went pretty well. We had to use some supplementary abilities, but I think all in all, that fight could have gone a lot worse. Really digging right now the skeletal attack. I love the way that the conjured allies are not useless. In a lot of RPGs, they make conjuring spells just like suck to the point where they're not even worth it. In this game, they're still useful. Like in Baldur's Gate, they were overly useful to the point where you could spam out 100 summons in a couple turns and make sure that nothing ever bothered you, and like all the fights were just a joke if you had a conjurer. However, in this game, I like they've got a little balance right there. Now, I didn't check. I was going to check and see if I could summon more than just 3. If I can continue to spam them out, that would be That'd be a pretty good spell right there. I think that the slow accumulation of just like thousands of allies really will put us in a strong position when it comes to surviving in the larger fights where we might be outnumbered or at least fighting at equal odds with our enemies. Because I hate equal odds. I don't want those at all. I want to have an advantage. That's all that I care about. We got 2 damage out right there, so the progress taking a little bit. Okay, a little bit of pain out. They do have a lot more HP than you would think they would too. They actually sit there and they can get stuck pretty hard before anything goes wrong. What is on you? Infestation of maggots. Yikes. That seems unpleasant. Seems very squirmy. It's got botworms in him. Ew. Botworm videos. Brutal. So metal right now. It's alive and it's inside me. I watched that show.
We'll just wait a little longer.
Itumak? A dwarven woman dressed in skins and hides leans against the road marker. Her face is turned down, her eyes darkened by a thick stripe of face paint. She's sharpening a bone arrowhead with a scrimshaw-handled knife. Her attention, however, is focused on a bear figurine between her feet. A large, white-furred fox standing at her heels looks up at your approach.
Easy, Itumak. It's not him.
Who are you waiting for?
Short version? I'm looking for a very, very old friend. I'm not sure what skin he's wearing now, but I'll know him when I see him.
Little short joke right there from the dwarf. Every story that she tells is the short version. Standing around here is probably not the most productive thing you could do. Perhaps not, but running around all over Deerwood hasn't done much of a good so far. The fox next to her yawns. Your friend is supposed to meet you here?
That's what I heard. Of course, the man who told me so was carrying a staff he claimed was made from dragon bone, but I know Whitewood when I see it. That should have been my first clue, but I had to try something.
Wait, back up. What does a stranger have to do with your friend?
The long version. Here we go. I'm from an island to the far south called Nasitak. I came here looking for a village elder, a man we knew as Persok. I'm a hunter back home, so tracking someone wouldn't normally be a problem. But Persok's trail is cold, to say the least.
How long have you been looking for him? 5 years. Why can't you just find him? There can't be that many of your people in Deerwood. He died when I was still a young girl. Forgot to mention that part, did I? I'm looking for his latest reincarnation, which could be anyone. So you've been searching 5 years for a stranger you barely remember. Who could be anyone now?
That about sums it up.
And it must be an important duty.
So I keep reminding myself. Still, it would be nice if important duties came with clearer instructions.
She looks at the Audra figurine in the dirt. How does that statuette figure into it? She dusts the figurine on her trousers and raises it in her small, flat palm. It's carved in the shape of a bear, smooth and round. The polished Audra is worn to a dull mat along its arched back and ovoid haunches. I thought that said ovoid for a second. Ovoid haunches. A soft glow emanates from within.
Cute, isn't it? It belonged to Persok. Before he returned to the wheel, he left a splinter of his soul in it. Something to help us find him later.
As she holds it out to you, you feel wisps of sensation. Not quite memories, but traces of someone.
When I left Nasitak, it was completely dark inside. But as I've gotten closer to Persok, it's glowed steadily brighter. Since I've reached the Deerwood, however, it's gotten hard to read. Some days it flickers and goes dark. Others it shines nice and bright. For a few hours. But most of the time, it looks just like this.
I could take a look at it.
I've heard that one before. Whole reason I'm standing here is because some so-called watcher from Forkvale told me he could take a look. For a few golden dukes, of course. I was on my way out of the Balmarsh when I heard talk of a traveling mystic who could supposedly see souls. I knew it was a long shot, but what did I have to lose? I went to see this fellow and gave him the Audra figurine. He made a big show of moaning and rolling his eyes, and after I'd given him 5 golden dukes to lift the shroud, he told me to seek the crossroads in the field between the wolf's lair and the twining trees.
Go on.
He thought he was being vague, but I know the area well enough to recognize that he meant this place, right between Defiance Bay and Twin Elms. I had a bad taste in my mouth, but my coin was spent and I'd already left an arrow in his knapsack as a friendly warning. Told him I'd come back and leave him with another if it turned out he was giving me the runaround. I've been here a week now. Guess he had the last laugh after all.
We could go after the false watcher. She swats at the air. I was mostly trying to scare him. I wouldn't really kill a man over a few gold pieces. I don't have much use for coin anyways. Besides, knowing his type, he's cleared out of town by now and spent whatever he's made. Can I see the figurine?
Why?
Why not?
Fine. But if you try to run, just remember that my arrows are faster.
She hands you the figurine, her chapped knuckles grazing your hand. She watches you examine it, wary but curious. You raise the Adra bear, turning it in the light. As your eyes catch a tiny glinting scratch, the scenery around you melts away. You're standing on a cliff overlooking the water, seeing through eyes that aren't your own. You catch the musk of beasts amidst the fresh scent of vegetation, and your heart beats a little faster. You'll have to watch your step up here. You look down just long enough to see the sharp, pale cliffs drop into the water hundreds of feet below you. I see a vision of cliffs high over water. Does that sound familiar? Your question is greeted with shrugs and silence. Okay, well, we return the figurine. I've got it. He's standing on a cliff.
What just happened?
I'm a real watcher. She blinks at you a few times, calculating. If you'd seen the way he stares at dead things, you'd know he's serious.
You realize I've got no coin to give you, even if I did believe you.
I mean, come with me then. I've got other business in the area and we can look for Persoc on the way. So there it is. We'll leave her where she's at. That seems sort of like the end of that conversation ended more quickly than I expected it to. Let's put a real helmet on some of our guys, shall we? I think I forgot to manage some of our loot over. Oh, it's because the helmet went into our stash. Anytime anything goes into the stash, I forget about it. So we got a helmet right there. Is that the one? That's going to be the hermit's hat. Okay, good. Got the hermit's hat. We got a padded cap right there. So I could give it to him. I mean, I'm going to give it to her, actually, because it seems like she would do better with the damage. And so she's got herself a little bit of extra might right now, which just might tip her over the edge. 20 might right there. Very, very good selection of might. I like her character a lot. I think she's probably been the best purchase that we've made so far in the game. Like, she's actually been very, very helpful. Let's see if there's anything else to be concerned about on the map right here. And if there isn't... yeah, it looks like we're good on that side. Let's see if going southward gives us anything. Or is that going to take us back to the edge? So that gives us Searing Falls right there. Typically, I don't associate water with searing, but I guess we could. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcastle for the next episode of Pillars of Eternity. I look forward to seeing you all in future episodes. Take care out there, everybody, and I do.